Morning, you guys. Today's Wednesday morning, the 3rd of September. Alright, we are in Camarillo, California right now. 101 northbound, and we are on our way to Oxnard to make a delivery, finish delivering this load. We only have like maybe 6 or so pallets in the trailer or something like that. It's the last part of the load that I delivered yesterday, which I also vlogged. At a 40,000 pound total load, 30,000 already came off in Poway. And today we got the last 10,000 pounds coming off out here. It's been a very, very frustrating trip over here. I left the yard not long after 5 a.m. Now mind you, it's only 120 miles. Should have only, if I could run normal speed, I could have gotten here in 2 hours. A little over 2 hours. And my original ETA on the onboard system when I left the yard was about 740 or so. And then I had to make a fuel stop in Rialto on the way out, because I wasn't sure I'd have enough to make it back to the yard after that. I had enough to make it to the customer, just didn't think I had enough to make it to the customer and back to the yard without needing fuel first. Possibly. So, made a quick stop there. Didn't take too long, I would say. But, I was still all for 9. I'm tracking 9:12 ETA now, which I'm not at all happy about, because I got a 9 a.m. appointment time. So, I'm going to be late because of traffic. With an hour and a half long delay. Now I expect up to about an hour of delay, and I even planned for that. Like I said, I was normally going to be here around 7:30 without any delay at all, but I factored in about an hour of delay time to get over here. Great, this bus isn't going to go much faster, or any at all. Which would have still had me here on time. Only to get, and even looking at the map, I had delays in the usual spots that I was expecting anyway, like coming up on, right after on the 210, just getting past the 15 freeway, in Rancho Cucamonga and Upland area. Yeah, there was some delay there, not too bad. I usually expect problems over coming up on the 57 interchange in San Dimas, and some more over in where the 605 freeway is. And then once I got to the 134 over by Pasadena, I was kind of expecting it would get a little bit better. Like, no, I mean, the map was showing everything looked fairly good except for the 57 and 605 for the most part, but it felt like a black cloud following me down the road. Everywhere I went, the red on the map was going further and further, or more of it. I'm like, come on, really? So, I'm not at all happy about how this is playing out. It is what it is. I hope I don't have, an issue getting checked in, or especially as much as they hold me up anyway. Cisco is notorious for being slow. That's who we're going to. You guys saw yesterday, I was in the doctor for 8 hours, even though I was there on time. And this customer in Oxnard, this Cisco location, does not have any better reputation, unfortunately. We can hope for better than that, but I'm not expecting it. So even just for 10,000 pounds, I'm kind of expecting it's going to take a while. We'll see. Anyway, we're going to be exiting coming up here. This next exit's Del Norte Boulevard. We are 2.5 miles away from the customer right now. I don't think I've ever been to this particular customer before. I've been here to Oxnard for stuff in the past, but I think it was Tanamur and Ontul. It's a produce company that I would pick up loads from. I've been there a few times. I think there was another place here in town that I've also been to, but I forget which one. Pretty sure it wasn't Cisco. I think it was to pick up a load. So that's what we're gonna be dealing with today. All right, we're gonna head south, and I can't read the name of the street that we're gonna turn on to. All right, good. Four-way stop, so this is easier to tolerate here. Let's get this turn made, and then we'll have a quick little chat about something, and before we get to the customer. Okay. Alright, so talking to a buddy of mine the other day, kind of brought up something I can talk about today. Alright, so now I don't want to mention the friend's name, but I'll just say he's naturally kind of a skeptic or suspicious type of personality, where he's inclined to lean towards somebody's not doing their job or doing something wrong before. I'm sick of these telemarketers. Anyway, well, in this case, it involves a dispatcher.
Smiled faintly.
No,
not for long,
fine.
Ryan.
Okay. So we had an issue where I guess a trailer that he was supposed to hook to at a drop yard was, his pre-plan, it didn't show what trailer he was supposed to hook to. That's an issue we have. But then the dispatcher, the dispatcher pinged it and determined that it was like 20 miles away. I don't know where, but it was 20 miles away from where. And the dispatcher said it was at such and such location. It was such and such trailer number. But then it turns out, he's sitting there at the drop yard, and then he ends up finding out the trailer is actually sitting right there in the drop yard. But here's the kicker: didn't have a BOL with it. So he couldn't do anything with the load because you don't have a BOL, you can't deliver it. Okay, Sturgis Road, which should be this light right here, we're going to make a right at. Now, at first he was implying that she was lying about where it was at or whatever, but in reality, because I told him this isn't, now she probably was actually telling you what she honestly had to work with, because I've had it happen a number of times where planners or dispatchers ping my truck or someone else's, and one of us is not where we're actually, where we're being reported as. I had one about, a few weeks ago, where I think I was trying to take a load up to Tracy, but I got to the yard that night with my empty. I wanted to bring the loaded trailer back up to Victorville with me, and then do my break at home with the loaded trailer there, and just run it up to Tracy from my house. So I asked dispatch. I end up getting info. Long story short here, the trailer was pinging as 30 miles away. Actually, it said it was at the Pilot in Hesperia. And then I go, well, what trailer is it, just in case? Because I know that this is an issue where you can ping it and it'll say it's one place, but it's actually somewhere else. Depending on how long it's been since it's moved. Or, if it's actually in motion, the ping will often say somewhere other than where it really is. And it turned out the trailer was right there in the yard, and it was there in the yard the entire time. Because I think I remember seeing that trailer in the yard before I went to go deliver the load I was previously on. And on top of that, I've also had a couple times where I got asked if I could help with this or that. You know, like with repowering loads, particularly in Arizona. You know, I had one where I got asked if I could reroute down to Phoenix from I-40 and drop my current load there and then repower a different one sitting in the drop yard or something. Okay, safety vest required in the yard all times. We'll get more. We'll finish that story in a minute here.
Still standing beside him, hesitated. This is going.
Okay, so I was just hit the button and they see me here and then they open the gate. It's real simple. Okay, we'll find a place to park and then we'll go get checked in and hopefully don't have any issues since we're late. Looks like all the OTR trucks are parked over here, so I guess I'll park here with them. But anyway, though, yeah, one of these cases, they thought I was still like in Winslow or Holbrook or wherever it was, and they thought I could route down I-17 or down I-17 or on the small highways through Payson and work my way down that way. But then it turned out I was like, I'm already past Ass Fork and I'm almost to Seligman. So it's like I can't. I told the planner I'd have to turn around to be able to do that. It's like I told her if if you had told me earlier, like when I was actually still where the ping was actually showing me as, I might have been more willing to go down there to do it. But I said I'm already looking right at Seligman, which is a good 100 plus miles past Winslow, and said I'd have to turn around and go back in the wrong direction to even get over there, because I've already passed Ass Fork. There's different highways I could take. There's a highway I could take from Ass Fork, but once I'm by Seligman, the only thing I can do is get all the way out to Kingman, and then or turn around in Seligman and go back over to Ass Fork and then go down 89, or continue west and get checked, head down US 93. Anyway, let me get checked in one more. Well, guys, in typical Cisco fashion, taking a long time here. It's now 1:36, so it's been over 4 hours since we've been here, and I'm barely getting a dock tour now. Been docking to door 58. Should be the same protocol as we used yesterday. I didn't say anything about sliding tandems or anything, just gotta open doors and back it in. Alright, can be right in between these two drop trailers, right in front of where this green Peterbilt's at right now. I swear Cisco sucks. Well, I don't know, I'd say Cisco as much as I'd say Capstone Logistics. Of course, every trucker tends to have gripes about Capstone, so. Alright, here's 58 right here. I'm going to get my doors open and the door. I'd like to think it won't take that long because I only have really 4 pallets and one double stacked on top of 2 others. But let's not give Cisco too much credit here. I doubt it's going to be that easy. Get that ACC bar over there by by the line. Now get the tires there. Might have overshot just a tad. No, pretty close. But look like I don't want to be right on top of the line. I need to be a little bit more to the right. Yeah, a little bit. About halfway between the two lines there. They don't line right. They're not the same width as my tractor, my trailer. So, okay. Good enough. Well, regardless, it's going to take long enough where I have no option but to get stuck in traffic on the way back. So I might have to use some trickery to, some tricks up my sleeve to get back out that way with minimal traffic issues. We'll see though. It's 1:40. I'll let you know how we're go. What time we're leaving here. Oh, well, guys, we're finally done. 5:50 in the evening now. I got the bills, I don't know, but a little bit more than 5 minutes ago. So we had about 8.5 hours here after check-in. We're finally out of here. Unacceptable. Cisco and or Capstone Logistics, you guys need to do better. 2 deliveries in a row where I sat for 8 hours on your lot. That should not be happening. Especially when I literally only had 5 pallets to deliver. Well, now we're going to head back to the yard and just drop this, and I have, hope I'm going the right way. Yeah, it should be an exit gate, I would imagine. It's just kind of on the opposite side of where I was expecting it to be. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I might end up taking a scenic route back to the yard. Because, the same way back to the yard, the shortest way to the yard is the 101 back to the 134 to 210, and then 210 all the way across to where our yard is at. But traffic is shitty again, and I don't want to deal with it. So, I'm going to end up taking, I think, Highway 126 across. That'll get me back over to I-5 right there by Magic Mountain, Six Flags Magic Mountain over in Valencia and Santa Clarita area. And from there, I'll kind of play by ear how the traffic looks by the time I get over there. If the 210 look like it's getting a little bit better, I can just get on the 210 right over by there. If it still looks cruddy, I'll probably take Highway 14 up to Palmdale and then take 138 across from, Pear Blossom Highway and 138 back across over to the Cajon Pass and come back to the yard that way. So, it is what it is. And I have to cheat on my clock again when I get back there because my 14-hour clock is technically going to expire in about an hour. But because I'm still on the split sleeper rule set, I can kind of get away with logging sleeper berth since I actually have a sleeper in my truck. Whether I'll actually spend time in the sleeper berth though, shh, let this be our little secret, right? I'm not actually going to sleep on my bunk. But if I got that, I can log it. I'm just going to do it. It's just how it's going to be. Alright, anyway, we're going to head back over to the 101 South and work our way out, get on to 126. Alright. Otherwise, I think my next load is due Friday at 1 a.m. and I want to say it was Fontana, but I got to double check it again. I thought I said Fontana, but I don't know. But that's what's going on next. I don't know that I'll be vlogging it, but just kind of keep you guys updated. Y'all have a good day. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a good night.